We have a couple of great speakers here today to speak about the need to raise the minimum wage. Our first speaker is a good friend of working Iowans all across this state, State Representative Pat Murphy. When he was Speaker of the Iowa House, he made sure that the first bill passed and signed into law with him as Speaker was an increase in Iowa's minimum wage law. And I'll give you Representative Pat Murphy.
First of all, thank you all for coming out this afternoon, and hopefully the rain holds out, but if it doesn't, it's still about the workers. And I just want to say, first of all, we raised the minimum wage here in Iowa at $7.25 2 years before the federal government did. That was 7.5 long years ago, and it's time for us to raise it now and get it up to $10.10 by July 1st on July 1st, 2016. I agree with Senator Harkin. It's time for Americans to get a pay raise. It's only appropriate that we do that. And I do want to mention that we have two state legislators also here that are co-sponsors of the bill that we have in the House, and hopefully we'll have a vote on that before we adjourn. State Representative Mark Smith, the minority leader, and the ranking member of the Labor Committee, Bruce Hunter. But I just want to add this when we talk about the minimum wage. The first part we need to remember is this is about working families and them being able to provide for their families. First of all, 28,000 Iowans would be taken off food stamps if we raise the minimum wage to $10.10 an hour. That's about letting families take care of themselves, making them self-sufficient. And it goes back to the old adage that Democrats have talked about. If you play hard, or if you work hard and play by the rules, you should be able to get ahead. And you can't get ahead at $7.25 an hour. If we want to make it the American dream in this country for Americans, we need to move the minimum wage up to $10.10 an hour. We need to be able to let families provide for themselves and not depend on government subsidies to make their living. It's the best way to make Americans work well and work at their best and to feel proud about living in America. The other part we do know from raising the minimum wage to $7.25 an hour, we did that 7 years ago, was we were able to actually create 1,400 to 1,500 jobs. And the reason why is these folks will go out and put the money back into the economy. They will go out and buy new clothes for their kids, buy more products because they have the money to do it. It's time for us to make sure that we take care of those people at the bottom end of the pay scale and raise it up. It's time for Congressman Latham, it's time for Senator Grassley to do what's best for the average Iowan, and that's raise the minimum wage. So I'm glad that we have this opportunity here today, and I'm proud to say that I'm a sponsor of the bill here, and that if I go to Congress, I'll be sponsoring the same bill that Senator Harkin has, but hopefully I won't have to sponsor it because it will get passed before I get there. Thank you for allowing me to speak today, and thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you, Pat.